I have multiple citizenships all over the world, and I've helped clients obtain citizenships through investment in the Caribbean, like St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Grenada, and I've also helped clients obtain citizenship by exception in countries in Eastern Europe, specifically Balkan region, the non-EU Eastern Europe. Now, I have my two passports here. This is the Serbian passport and the St. Kitts passport, so I believe in these two programs, and every single program that I talk to you about, I've done it myself. If I talk about a program, it's because I have it, or I've done it, or somebody extremely close to me has done it and has guaranteed that that program is real and can be done. Now, if you're worth at least $1 million US, or you make at least $1 million US per year, this channel is for millionaires. If you're not a millionaire yet, or if you're not making $1 million per year, it might not be relevant to you. Now, why I would prefer the red passport, the Republic of Serbia, versus St. Kitts and Nevis, and why I would pick Eastern European citizenship, specifically citizenship by exception, over citizenship by investment. The first reason would be reputation and perception. Now, obviously, Serbia isn't the best country in the world. You can't say, oh, it's just extremely developed. It's the best country to live in. They have no tensions with any other countries, because obviously you have the Kosovo region, and overall the government isn't really that efficient, and the reputation of Serbia isn't the top. But I would say having a Serbian citizenship is better than having a Caribbean citizenship, a country that is seen as, let's say, a tax haven, or a country that is seen as, oh, they sell their passports, we know what they're doing. If you're paying a relatively similar amount of money in, let's say you start a business in Serbia, you hire people, you pay taxes in Serbia, and you're really investing kind of a similar amount than you are investing into a Caribbean passport, then I would choose the Serbian one, because I don't want to say this. I don't like saying it's a real country, but it's a country that you could actually live in, actually have a business in, actually have bank accounts in, get a driving license in. You could get a criminal record history if you're, for example, using these documents to apply for some residency permit or some other citizenship. This is way easier to do. To get my Serbian driving license was extremely fast. It took me 3 days to get a Serbian driving license, even though I don't speak Serbian. I speak a little bit of Serbian, but it was very easy to get that driving license. It's easy to get a criminal record check. It's easy to open a business, easy to get a bank account, to open bank accounts overseas, to travel with this passport. Most people know about this country around the world, versus the St. Kitts one, which has happened to me, that sometimes people just don't know that this is a country. They don't know that you have access to their country visa free. Some border guard might not know that. Overall, the reputation is a lot less. And obviously also, Serbia is a candidate to join the European Union. So you might have access to the EU market in a couple of years, maybe in 10 years. You also have good relationships with both sides of the world. So you have the Schengen area, and you also have, for example, China. You have a good relationship with China. You have more access around the world to strategic countries like Japan. I wanted visa-free access to Japan. That's why I got my Serbian passport originally, because I really wanted that access. And also, I have a business in Serbia. I hire people in Serbia, which also might help you build your business. It might help you build your crypto portfolio. It might help you also cash out your crypto, because it's very easy to cash out crypto in Serbia to property, to businesses. It's very easy to cash out millions of dollars in crypto. So overall, you have a lot more opportunities with this passport. In terms of taxes and privacy, also, I would choose an Eastern European citizenship over the Caribbean one. Now, if Serbia joins the European Union, that would be a little bit different, because the European Union and privacy, they want to know everything about you. They want to know your investments all over the world. They say, oh, we love privacy. We want to keep the privacy of people. But in reality, European citizens, they have a lot of requirements. If they're living in their European country, they need to tell everything to the government, and they need to do a lot of reporting. So Serbia isn't that strict right now. It isn't that aggressive with taxes. I would say it's not that aggressive at all, even though I recommend you to pay taxes wherever you are living if you need to, and you need to report if you need to do that. In terms of taxes, for example, Serbia is very tax friendly, from 9% to 15% tax, and it's a country that has tax treaties with a lot of other countries. It's a country where if you send money to another country, it's not going to be flagged. So if you send money from St. Kitts or any other Caribbean country, it's going to be flagged, because they're known as tax-free havens. They're known as these tax havens with dirty money, so we don't want the money in other countries. Overall, to transact around the world, it's going to be easier with one of these Eastern European passports. The taxes are pretty low, and you can actually build a tax base in one of these countries, versus, in my opinion, getting a Caribbean passport, you're just getting the citizenship and the passport just to have it. Versus with this, you can actually build a life through it. You get citizenship, and then you get banking, and then you build a business there, and then you hire people there, and you get your tax residency there, and you get your driving license there, and you get your documentation there, and then you build a business in that country, and then you buy real estate in that country, and then you rent out that real estate, and oh, you can cash out crypto there, so you can also pay low crypto tax, and you have double tax treaties, so you can send money from there to other places. So you're kind of building a life, and that's my focus for now on. I'm not just getting passports to get passports. I'm not getting citizenships just to have one more to collect them. I'm getting them if there's a lot of purpose behind actually being a citizen of that country. If you want help picking your perfect second citizenship, we actually do one-on-one complimentary calls with all clients. Doesn't matter if you're worth 1 million or 200 million. We can go through all the options on a one-on-one call. You can book that with the link in the description, and maybe we will find your perfect passport. And obviously, Caribbean programs are constantly scrutinized, analyzed, they're under the microscope. They might lose visa-free access. So if you're interested in having visa-free access around the world, for example, to the Schengen area, St. Kitts and Nevis has a citizenship program. Caribbean passports have citizenship programs, and they're much more likely to lose that Schengen access. I'm not saying countries in non-EU Eastern Europe are going to have that access forever, because something might happen. Maybe the government decides to side with Russia and China and they lose that access to the Schengen area. You never know. Obviously, things might change in the future, but they're less likely to lose that access than the Caribbean programs are, because they have that citizenship by investment program, where if you want to be a citizen of a non-EU Eastern European country, you have to actually provide value to that country. You have to spend some time in that country. It's a much more concrete process. It's not just, oh, you go through some due diligence, you pay, and you get your passport. We never know about the future, but I would say what is most likely to happen? Most likely to happen is that Caribbean loses that visa-free access. Most likely to happen is that the non-EU Eastern Europe continues to have that access to top countries around the world. And it's also easier to get visas. So for example, if you want to renounce your US citizenship and you want to get a US visa, I would much rather get a US visa on this passport than on the Caribbean. You're more likely to get it. And also, this has happened to me in some banks around the world where they say, oh, we don't see these Caribbean passports as a citizenship. We really see your origin citizenship. So I came in with a St. Kitts passport and they said, okay, you were born in the United States. Show us your US documents. Oh, I don't have US documents. They're like, yeah, we don't really want that Caribbean passport as a client of our bank. So that's going to happen in some places. Some private banks might not want to deal with St. Kitts and Nevis citizens. For example, now in the UAE, we are doing the 10-year golden visa by nomination. And actually, there's a restricted nationalities list. And if you're in the restricted nationalities list, this happened with a client in Nigeria. 100 millionaire, has a huge plastic business in Nigeria, very legit, has a St. Kitts passport. Nigeria is on the restricted nationalities list. And then we applied with the St. Kitts passport and they said no, because his origin nationality is Nigerian and the St. Kitts citizenship by investment nationality isn't seen as a real citizenship. And this is in the UAE. We're not talking about UK or Europe or anywhere. This is in UAE. They said no. Versus if that Nigerian client had a Serbian, Bosnian, Albanian, Turkish passport, anything else other than CBI, he would have been able to get that 10-year golden visa by nomination. So you see that there's many situations where having, let's say, a real country or an actual country where you can build a life, having citizenship in that place is better than in the Caribbean. And then lastly, if you want to get access to other countries, for example, you want to do a Hungary golden visa. These countries are very familiar to Hungary because they're border countries to Hungary. They're right there with Hungary. Let's say you want to get residency in the European Union, or also these countries have some treaties with other countries. Or for example, you're considering getting some sort of Latin American citizenship like in Argentina by living there 2 years, or getting your Caribbean passport. I would say, obviously, if you don't want to live in Argentina and you're living somewhere else and you don't want to go there, but if somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, I'm a multimillionaire, I want to move somewhere else and I want to get a high value citizenship, should I do Caribbean or Argentina? We start going through the process, for example, in our accelerator program, where we work with clients one-on-one for 3 months. We find out the best country for them to get a second citizenship, to pay less taxes, to overall have better freedom in their life and get a second citizenship is part of that. With that client, I might suggest, actually, it's better to do Argentina. You can get a residency and then you could potentially get citizenship by exception or ordinary citizenship by skipping the naturalization process. And you can do that in these countries. You can get that Argentina citizenship way faster than 2 years, not have the Caribbean. And now with the Argentina, you can do a lot of things. There's treaties with other Latin American countries where you can get easier residency and citizenship. Argentina is known as a great country all over the world. You have tax treaties with many countries. You can actually build a life in Argentina. So for that specific client, it might be better to go for a Latin American citizenship, and we can help you do that, and much faster than the actual timeline to get that passport. If you want to go more in depth and you want to see how I protect millions of dollars through my multiple citizenships, residencies, bank accounts, companies, and trusts abroad, you can check the video right here, how I protect millions of dollars. You're going to learn a lot from that video.